Hello, my name is Charlene DeChico. It is with sincere passion that I am eager to learn about people, culture, true history, and the overall human experience. Join with me as I embark on this journey. This is your Community Spotlight.
Have many people from here that have traveled all over this world. I've had that honor of being invited to different places. And it was through the honor of music that my family, my father and mother did. My mother was very musical in high school. And so music has always been a part of our life. It brings strength, it brings comfort. It brings people together. And so that's what we try to do. We try to bring people together. Here in this village, we didn't care what language they spoke or what kind of dressing they had on, as long as you came in peace. Because I want to know what you know. I want to share with you what we have. Where did you come from? How do you pray? How do you cook this meat? How do you ride your horse? All of these things are different, but the same. And so we ask people to come here in a good way. You see, when I was in high school, or before I joined the military, my mother asked her brother, my uncle, to choose a warrior's name for me, because I was going to go in the military. So he and Sammy and Leonard Driver, Grandpa, was going through the Badlands. And there to the north, saw the northern lights come up. My uncle said to my other uncle, my sister asked me to choose a name for my son here. I see these northern lights remind me of him. Sometimes we don't always see him, but when we do see him, it's a good thing. When he goes places, people see a good thing. He's a good reflection of us. My grandpa, that's a good thing, because I was just thinking about this song from the north. It comes in a good way, he's dancing. And so he told my uncle this song. So my uncle took a cigarette and said, brother, I like that, a good song. I was wondering, can I buy that from you? And we'll give it to my son. And so that's how I was given this name. And I have my personal song. Many people have a personal song, but you'll never see two people have the same name. You know, I know many Dolores, I know many Toms, I know many Johns, a few Davids. But how many Northern Lights do you know? You see, if you stand before God, the Creator, maybe you did something that was good in this life, but there was one that wasn't so good, you might get blamed for that. Or maybe you were kind of off yourself and got credit for something you didn't do. You see, when I stand before the Creator, I will be known. And He will know me in my victories and my defeats. He will know my ups and downs. I stand there as a warrior. You see, I'm a reflection of my family. I'm a reflection of my clans, my tribes. I'm a reflection of our community. I'm a reflection of North Dakota. When I go overseas, I'm a reflection of all of you. Because over there, you might be a German American here, Norwegian American here, but when you go over there, you're an American. And they don't like you. Here, I have been fighting this government, our people have been fighting this government, protecting this land all of our time. And they respect that. And so I was treated in a good way over there. Many of our people are. Because we still continue that fight. We still continue to want to know people and to share the land. Share the good things. Because my grandfather also said that if you're born here like the trees and the grass, if you're born here like the eagle or a butterfly, then that makes you a native of the land. It's not the color of your skin. You should be thankful you're born here. Because some of your relatives had a hard time in another place. One man was in charge, said, you're going to do this and you're going to do that. If you don't do this, I'm going to take things away from you. I couldn't even take your life. Because that's the way it was. So they got together and they left. They came here. Before they even arrived, we had people say in a dream, they saw a log pushed by a cloud coming across the water. It's going to bring new beings to this land. One day from the east came this little wooden ship with a big sail. Does that look like a log with a cloud? We've never seen one before. We welcomed them. Hey, it's good to see you. Where did you come from? But they saw someone who dressed different, who looked different, who talked different. They took their sticks of fire and thunder and they tried to kill the people that were trying to welcome them. So they stood back in the trees and we watched. We watched them as they walked on the medicine and the food that could help heal them and make them strong. But some of them, they lived on the edge. And so they were able to make friends with those people there. They said, here, give this to your daughter when she's sick. Here, give this to your family when they are like this. Here, feed this to your family. It'll make them strong. And so they had songs that went with these things. They went back to their people when they were sick and said, here, I have this. And they started singing a song. Where is that song? What are you doing? Where did you get this? That's not us. That's heathen. And so some of those people were chastised, even killed for sharing medicine. They didn't understand that we want to be friends. We want to share this earth and make it all good. And so now we have people that are still coming here from different foreign places, from Russia and Chechnya, Middle East. We don't speak the same language, but they have children that want the same good life you do for yours. Those men want to give their family a good place to live. Those women want to have a good life for their children. And when they come here, it's up to you and I, the new natives, to greet them. It's not the color of your skin that makes you a native, it's where you're born. They want to be born here too. So it's up to you and I to quit pointing at them and say they're different. Because they have two legs like you do. Two arms like you do. Two eyes but one heart. One heart like Mother Earth. Mother Earth gives us everything that we have. Our clothes, our food, our cell phones, our car. Mother Earth. And what do? We replenish her. They said one day she will be tied down with black ribbons and covered with spider webs. What does the highway and power lines look like? They said one day people are going to talk to rocks. What does a cell phone look like? These things were said long ago. Now we see them coming true. We see it's up to us, the people. Nuata, I am the people. Hirasa, we are people of the willows. Arikara, people of the corn. We are the people of this earth. And so are you. Remember how fortunate you are. Because it's up to us to welcome others, not to see what's different. Because that's what warriors do. They help one another to make a good life for the future. And as they come here, we all want them to live together and learn from one another. And so we have institutions, but we have people that carry on our old ways. And when we do those things in a good way, we learn how to pray like my brother prayed for all of us. We learn how to dance like you see them out here dancing. And this is for everybody. When we have a powwow, we want you to come. It's a gathering of nations. It's a celebration of people. Please come and see the powwow. That powwow is a white man word. We call it a celebration. A celebration of life, a celebration of friendship, a celebration of this earth. Come and sit with us. Come and dance with us. Walk in that circle. You don't have to dance. Just walk in that circle. Beautiful, powerful. Because what we want to do in all is to walk in harmony. And so that's the last song I'm going to play for you. This one I call Walking in Harmony. You see, most of my flutes are single barrel. And then some man came in 1995 and he wanted to see my flutes. And I told him how I got the right from my Uncle Carl Whitman. Got the stories from Willem Bell and got the right from Naomi Blackhawk. These things were given to me because I tried my best. And they liked what I did and the way I shared it, so they gave me these gifts. Then this man come along and he said, I like the way you play that. I said, how do you make that song? I don't know. It just kind of happens. So he gave me a gift of 3 flutes in one. I have another one that's just 2 barrels. I call that my shotgun. Go get the shotgun. Kids know what I'm talking about. Even my grandchildren know what I'm talking about. Go get the Gatling gun. That's this one now. Many barrels. But it's like us too, isn't it? We get up in the morning, we get that big stretch, we start moaning around, and that's us. Start out slow. Then we go outside, we interact with our friends and our family, we go to work. and we interact with the community. We get all this beautiful sound together, and at the end of the day, we go home one by one. At the end of the day, we're by ourselves. And we should say thank you again for this beautiful day we've been given here on this earth. Think of all the people who don't have that home. Think about those children who don't have food. Think about those that are crying. Think about how fortunate we are. And if we can do these things, and we see those people less fortunate, like my brother said, give something to somebody. Share something with somebody. Call them in. Because that's how we learn how to walk in harmony. And that's the name of the song I'd like to share. Walking in harmony. And we have this union, we bring the families together. They have their ways, we have ours. it's always good to learn about both. I learned from one of my Norwegian grandmothers in 7th grade how to make lefse. I showed her how my grandmother taught me how to make fry bread. She was making some kind of pie crust, and I laid out some biscuits, because my uncle taught me how to do that. Then she was making some kind of soup, and I went out and I got the squash and I got the salt pork, and I made squash soup the way I was taught. So we had Norwegian and we had Mandan food together. It's a good thing, because we love to eat. It's always good to sit over the table and talk about your day. Share these good things of the earth. See, when those children come along, they too are gonna want to sit under the table. They too are gonna listen. And so when I was waiting for my child to be born, my wife was big and pregnant at the time. She was sleeping on the couch. We say you're in the spirit world when you're dreaming, you're close to them. And so I took that flute I was working on, a big one like this, and I put it over her belly. I said, my baby, I said, you're coming. Give me a good song so I can greet you when you get here. And I don't know how it works, I really don't, but all of a sudden this sound started coming in my ears and in my heart. So I picked up about 3 or 4 flutes that I had, and I tried them. There was that grandpa voice. I call this one my grandpa voice because it's lower. And then I started thinking about it, and my baby was born. We took her, we put her in pajamas with a little red, black spots and a little hood like that. Ladybug, huh? Look, this is your grandchild, this is your daughter, this is your cousin, this is your little sister. Oh, there's the ladybug. Where's your ladybug? Oh, where's that bug? Then that bug got big, and now she's got her own baby bug. I'm proud of her. Because when she was little, she was Daddy's heart. And she's still a little bit spoiled. But we love each other. And that's what matters. And so every now and then she says, Dad, sing my song. Even at this age. And it makes me feel good. Because my grandchildren now come and say, Papa, can you play that song? And so this is the bug song, the lullaby. Bug is sleeping, Grandma Moon is smiling. Bug is sleeping, all the stars are smiling. When the sun comes out and the stars all run away, that's when my bug will be dancing, my heart will be singing all day. Bug is sleeping, Grandma Moon is smiling. Bug is sleeping, all the stars are smiling. When the sun comes out and the stars all run away, that's when my bug will be dancing, my heart will be singing all day. That's when my bug will be dancing, my heart will be singing all day. My name is Bear. My father comes from that side. And so over there we have a place where there were many players. And here on this side of the river, we have a place where there were many bears, called Bear Den. And so we have different stories about them because nothing sees that stands like a man. Take his skin off and he looks like a man. But he has medicine inside him for different ones. Specifically for men, specifically for women, and specifically for children. And so when you look inside of that bear, there's something for everybody. And so we need to watch ourselves. Be careful who we approach and how we approach someone. Those bears are powerful. But long ago, there along the river, in the trees, in the cool shade, there was a little cave up there along that bank. That springtime come along and that bear got up and, oh, I'm so happy, it's springtime now. And he kicked the door open, he looked out in that bright snow. Oh my gosh, he couldn't hardly see. Come on, I'm gonna go down here by the river and wash myself off, he said. And so he went down there toward the river. And on his way, he seen those new bushes growing. Ah, good fresh berries. Oh, this is good, I love this. Ah, look, the bees are here too, all right. He said, got farther down the valley where it was warm. He dug up in that big old tree and he stuck down there. The bee said, brother, please, our family's here. Take care of us. We'll share with you. So, I don't need to share with you. I can take what I want to because I'm bigger. He ate that honey. Ate some of those babies. He went down farther and some more berry trees. The good ones at the top, he said, oh man, I'm going to get up there, I'm going to get those. And he started breaking branches, trying to get up there, and the birds had their families there. Please, brother, be careful. Our family is here. Our children are here. He dropped that nest. He stepped on some of those eggs. They were crying. Those birds were crying. He said, you guys make too much noise. All you're crying. He said, let me go wash my face off. All this juice is so good. All this honey is just sticky. He said. He went down there to the river. He got there. He saw all those fish, and he said, this is even better than I thought. And he stood there washing his face and his hand, and those fish were going by, and he started catching this one, he started catching that one, and you ever see those fish? They catch a lot. He sat down on the bank. Oh, that was so good. What a day it was. And soon out of that other rod came this little bear. He said, hey, Mama, I want to go down to the river too. Go, but stay away from that old man. They're mean. So the two little ones, they went. Going through those trees, they saw the birds crying. What's the matter, brother? That old one is mean, doesn't care about us. We need someone strong to help protect us. He said, I'll be your protector, he said. I like the way you sing. So he went farther down the hill and he heard the bees crying. Saw some of that corn on the ground. Said, I won't take these, he said. I'm going to give it back to you. He said, just keep it as a gift. We just ask you, please, watch over our children. When you come here, please be careful of our home. He said, well, I better wash my hands too. And when he went down there by the water, he too saw fish. But he stayed away from that old man. He saw a place where it was a little bit shallower, and so he went over there and he stuck his head in the water. He's going this way and that way. He caught this little fish. He saw his friend the beaver sitting there. Hey, brother, have you eaten yet? Here, he said. Threw it over there. He said, I'm good at this. I can catch some more. So pretty soon, another turtle came. The chipmunk came. The rabbits came. Hey, I'm hungry too. Can you feed us too? So he runs, sure I can. He'd run through that shallow water and he grabbed them fish and he's throwing them this way and that way. This old otter said, hey, is that all you can catch is those little things? These little things, this is enough to feed my friends and my family. Come up with a big fish. That otter said, now this is how to eat. Laying backwards, just rubbing that, eating that fish. Oh, I can do that too. He said he ran back and he jumped back in the water. And he's going under the water this way and that way. Those fish were running. He was chasing them, but sometimes he'd catch one for his friends, and sometimes he got one over there. And that old otter said, well, sun's going down. I had two big ones. You got how many? Did you eat yet? Well, no, I've been busy feeding my friends. The sun is going down. I'm going home. So they got that way. Friends said, thank you for feeding us. The beaver and the squirrel, thank you for the good day. It was good to see you. Look at all the friends we have. Birds said, thank you for remembering us. They all started going home. And when he got home too, Mama said, where have you been all day? I was down by the river. I said, did you fish? Oh yeah, I caught a lot of them. Then how come you're so hungry? Well, I gave them to my friends. You know that otter, he was teasing me. You know, otters, they tease everybody. Yeah, but I shared with everybody. So I feel good, thank you, Mom. So she gave him some little berry pies and he ate those and he laid down. Down below, that old bear come up. Well, as long as it's that time again, I might as well go back home and see what I can get. Again, it was dirty cold. End of the season already. He crawled back into that cave and he thought, well, maybe on my way up, I'll just get some of those berries. But when he looked now, those berries were being buried in snow. Those big, fat, juicy ones, now they're small and hard. I'll try a few of these, but they get stuck in your teeth and it's not so good. I'll go down to the beach, but when he got by the beach, he already left and went south. He said, I know, I'll go back down to the fish, one more fish before I go in for the winter. And when he got there, he was froze over. But when he stood there, how am I going to get something to eat? I can't go to this skinny and go to bed. Look, he saw those fish going back and forth. I see you down there, he said. And those fish were laughing at him. You can't get us. I see you down there. Oh, every time he did that, those big toenails scratched that ice. He scratched and scratched and scratched, and he scratched a hole in that ice. He said, now I can see you. Now I can get you. He stuck his hand down that ice. And, oh, that was pretty cold. You ever burn your hand sticking to that cold, ice cold water? But I don't care. I'm going to reach down there and he digging around all I can. Those fish were right here. He couldn't get them. And he sat down to think about, now how am I going to get this fish? I'm about half starved, he said. As he sat there, his tail fell into that hole. The stream came by and moved it back and forth. The fish saw that. Hey, look at that. And they started pulling on his tail. Hey, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? At that time, bear had a long tail like a dog. Gee, quit doing that. And he pulled his tail out and a couple of fish fell off. Hey. Put his tail back in that hole. Oh, he caught a few more and he threw them on the ice and he had enough after a while. He said, this is good enough. And he sat there and just slobbering up. Oh, you know how bears eat those fish. Oh, it's so good. But while he was sitting there, his tail fell in that ice. The ice got hard and cold. Well, I'm ready to go home now. I feel good after all this eating. Thank you, Sister Marta, for all this good food. He said, he pushed hard. He was stuck into the ice, was holding his tail. He pushed really hard with his big, strong legs. Snap! Oh! And he went running off. And you ever look at a bear? Got a little tiny tail today. The rest of it's floating down that way, someplace in the river.
Oh, okay.
Bear song.
Story.